We had a chance to remember one of our own, Joe Rychnovsky, our friend and colleague who passed away last month after battling cancer. This evening, we had a chance to pay homage to Joe in sport. With what else, right? Northview High School holding their annual charity soccer game against the Pace Center coaches. Each year, they pick a different charity to benefit, and tonight they chose to contribute to what will be the Joe Rychnovsky Scholarship Fund. Tonight's game wasn't really about the final score. It was for those that knew Joe, whether personally or just through the television, to remember him through laughter and love.
We honor Joe Rychnovsky on this beautiful evening in Northwest Ohio. Mason Lowry and Chris Black with you in the booth.
This game is really important to you, and I know Joe is with us here. I mean, I can really just kind of feel his spirit here, can't you?
Oh, definitely. And Joe Joe loved kids, enthusiastic about whatever they wanted to do, whether it be soccer, football, band, musicals. Joe loved to inspire kids, and he just, even to the dying day, unfortunately, he always felt like, okay, I got to give back. I got to give a little bit.
Janet, what do you want for people to know about Joe, the man, Joe, the husband? We saw him on TV, always upbeat at work, but is that really Joe at home?
Yeah, that was really Joe at home. Whether we mowed the lawn together, whether he raked the wrong way, whether he learned how to use a rake, whether he didn't know how to start a mower, Joe was always enthusiastic about whatever, 110%, no matter what. Whether it was successful or not, he was excited. So I was very lucky. The force, when I married him, I never thought, but he always inspired us, no matter what we did. And that was him.
We got in trouble basically right out of the gate. I remember it was March. I don't know if it was his first March or second March, but I went over to Cleveland with him to the MAC tournament. And he's like, all right, Joe. Like, I was shooting, I'm straight behind the scenes at this point, learning, the news business and all. He's like, all right, man, it's your birthday. We're going to bring the cheerleaders over during my live shot, and we're going to put you on somebody's shoulders, and we're going to sing happy birthday to you. I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. I don't know if I've ever been on TV at that point. And then we found out afterward that, well, you have to pay to sing happy birthday on TV. So I guess it worked out well, but,
We both did play-by-play, so I got to know Joe basically from, a lot of times you do two games, like two basketball games or volleyball games, whatever. And so I would do one and he would do the other. And one of the first times I remember Joe, we were doing one of those double events, and we were at the old Mud Hens Ned Skelton Stadium. The director is asking me, hey, can you hang around and do the second game because Joe's not here? And I said, yeah, that's no problem. And then about 10 minutes before he's supposed to do his open, Joe shows up. He'd been here the entire time, but Joe being Joe, he was just wandering around. He was talking to the hot dog vendor, getting stories and information and things he could use just to make the broadcast that much more enjoyable.
He wanted to be an encouragement to people and to show that you can fight this and you can still live in a positive manner regardless of the ultimate outcome. And I think also it allowed him to take his mind off of it, and for those couple of hours he'd immerse himself in the event. And even at the very end, when he was very weak and he even needed help having his headsets lifted up onto his head, he'd be at a swim meet and there'd be some close finish at the end, and he was old Joe in there again for those moments. And I think in the end he lived for those moments where he could forget about that and be Joe Rychnovsky again.